I will say, like flying a drone, what I've learned is that on one hand, it's really difficult because if you want to do anything fancy, any fancy maneuvers, it's kind of like learning the pat your head, rub your stomach, motion. It can be a little confusing. However, if you're just doing something gentle with the drone, it does all the work for you. I mean, the cameras are so nice and the gimbal that's built in is just so steady. So it's if you're shooting something pretty, it's almost impossible not to get a gorgeous shot. What I hope to learn and what I want to keep practicing is how to do the really cool, swooping shots, anything with any sort of a pattern other than just going up and going down. But I mean, having a drone is awesome. And that's part of the reason I think that gosh, there's so much.
Well,
You've
well,
opened
first,
up
my first question with
Pandora's
that,
box.
yeah, what inspired you to get that? Like, what gave you? Oh, I think I'm gonna buy a drone and just start filming.
I think that I was kind of having a crossroad quarter life crisis, if you will, midlife crisis. How old am I? Um, in just, artistically what I was doing and feeling like I was getting a little burnt out with acting. I was feeling like hitting that rut of, audition, audition, audition. It had been a while since I had booked anything, and I was really starting to get down on myself and feeling a little bit like I was working so hard on all my scenes for class. Some of the stuff that we do in class is heavy. And I mean, there's a reason why some of the best actors of all time have gone through the worst kind of depression because I think when you're really immersing yourself in something, you can kind of take on that heaviness if you're not careful, if you don't have a balance. And I realized that I wasn't really balancing. I was just so focused on wanting to, you know, be the best and put all of my emotion into what I was feeling and then I wasn't like countering that with fun activities outside of acting. So, I took a little step back. I was also moving at the time and dealing with family stuff all year last year. And I kept seeing during my doom scrolling on Instagram these beautiful drone shots. And I love watching travel videos. I think, as someone, a self proclaimed girl with no backup plan, if I were to have a quote unquote backup plan, I would love to travel for a living, whether it's a travel blogger or I'm taking my drone to beautiful places and getting to film these beautiful places and get paid to do it. I think that would be awesome. It's still in the creative field. Um, and I don't even know exactly what got me to pull the trigger. I certainly didn't have the money to buy this drone. I put it on a credit card, but I just told myself like I'll feel better if I have something that I can do by myself that I'm in control of. I think that up until this point, everything that I had done in life had always been someone else's idea, even acting and performing. My mom was a performer, an artist, and so she just kind of raised me to be that way. Not to say I didn't want to do it. I've always loved doing it. I've never wanted to do anything else. But stilt walking, someone else suggested that I do it. So many of the things that I'm into, somebody else got me into. And I think when I realized I was intrigued by drone flying, it also occurred to me that it was my idea to do it. And I just kind of wanted to be in control. So I got the drone and I started learning to fly the drone. And the first time I ever flew it actually was up in Seattle. I saved it for Seattle. I waited until I was in Seattle to fly it for the first time because I wanted it to be special. And it was really cool. I was with my mom and my aunt and my brother and the field where I went to middle school. And we flew up and over Queen Anne and saw the Space Needle and I was just hooked. I mean, you do it once and you see how beautiful the footage is and kind of shaky at first. My first few videos, you can kind of see the little stutters as I'm moving the little knobs and trying to get the hang of it, but it's therapeutic. It gets you outside. It gets me going to beautiful places that I haven't been, even just around LA. Just getting outside and seeing parks in the area that I've lived in driving distance from for how many years now and just never gone. So it's kind of like having a dog, A dog gets you out of the house. My drone gets me out of the house, but That's really cool. And I hope to use it for filmmaking. I hope
It's an
to
investment.
yeah, it's an investment. Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice because I can use it for filmmaking and also for social media. I can just make cool content for social media for fun, or I can actually use it for a beautiful establishing shot in a film that I write or that any of my friends write. Just saying.
Or even for your event company over there with that,
Totally.
like
Yeah.
get cool promo
Yeah,
shots, stuff like
exactly. Yeah.
that.
Some cool aerial shots of formations, dancers dancing around in cool formations. Yeah, yeah, I thought about that too. That'd be so fun. So it'll hopefully be something that leads to cool opportunities, but if nothing else, it is genuinely a hobby that is just for me that I really enjoy.